there is news. Chat, we have news. We have news. How many of you heard the news? And not about Johnny. And I'm not talking about Johnny. How many of you heard the news? Chat? Ubisoft is done. Ubisoft is done, chats. Tencent has basically, they're acting like it's cooperative, but Tencent is basically forcing Ubisoft to create a subsidiary, and they're throwing their 3 biggest franchises into it. They're creating, I don't know what the subsidiary is called, but they're putting Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six into the subsidiary. This just came out a couple hours ago. Ubisoft is done. And it's saying Assassin's Creed creator Ubisoft sets up €4 billion subsidiary. Tencent put in 1.16 billion of that. And I'm guessing Guillermo put in a big chunk of the other one. So the subsidiary is including the teams developing Rainbow Six, Assassin's Creed.
Y'all.
No Fs. Ubisoft doesn't deserve an F in the chat. Ubisoft doesn't deserve our Fs in chat. This is deserved. Total War, I'm getting there. Don't you worry, I'm getting there. So they're basically putting... Now, I don't know exactly, Grumpy. No Fs are given about this. Now, they're saying Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. I don't know if that's going to be all of the Tom Clancy franchises. Falcon, thank you for the 10 gifted. Thank you so much. So at the very least Rainbow Six, but we don't know if Ghost Recon's going to be in there too. Because you would think if it's Rainbow Six, it's going to be all of the Tom Clancy franchises. So this may be dumbing it down. And it's basically pulling the teams out of Quebec, Sherbrooke, Seguinet, Barcelona, and Sofia. And it's going to be porting over all of the back catalog as well. Well, and Splinter Cell GRC, that's the thing. I don't know if by saying Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six is also implying all of the Tom Clancy's game and just putting the Tom Clancy umbrella into this subsidiary. And Guillemot, with the creation of a dedicated subsidiary that will spearhead development of our 3 largest franchises and the onboarding of Tencent as a minority investor, we are crystallizing the value of our assets, strengthening our balance sheet, and creating the best conditions for these franchises' long-term growth and success. As we accelerate the company's transformation, this is a foundational step in changing Ubisoft's operating model that will enable us to be both agile and ambitious, blah, 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 corporate bullshit. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is fucking beautiful. It is the find out era for Ubisoft. Because this is my suspicion. Zeb, the general... Truth be told is we don't know. But the general consensus is Tencent does not do the DEI stuff that people have complained about in Ubisoft's games as of late. Tencent doesn't play that fucking game. So they're not going to allow that kind of stuff into the games anymore. Tencent is all about making money. So they're not going to basically go with ideology. They're going to go with what's going to make us money. That's why people are cautiously optimistic. It is Tencent, and people have had plenty of bad things to say about Tencent. Make no mistake. But it is basically, it's in a nut. The bottom line is Ubisoft is done. Ubisoft is done. My suspicion is this subsidiary is the precursor to Ubisoft being closed down and parceled out. TBP, I have been bouncing in my chair waiting for stream to start to talk about this. Okay? Do not apologize for smiling about this. But here's my suspicion. This is the first part of it. My suspicion is that once the subsidiary kicks in, and these three franchises are shifted over to the subsidiary, whatever it's going to be called, you're going to start seeing the dismantling of Ubisoft. You're going to start hearing about people getting fired. So people at Ubisoft are going to start getting fired. There's going to be mass layoffs. And then I think you're going to start hearing about IPs getting parceled off. I fully expect this to be the beginning of the end of Ubisoft as a company. I think once the full subsidiary move is complete by the end of 2025, I suspect within a year Ubisoft is going to be shut down, it's going to be parceled off to other companies, and Ubisoft will be no more. That is my suspicion. But chat, they're still trying to hold on. They're still trying to hold on, chat. Ubisoft posted this today, celebrating over 3 million players on Assassin's Creed Shadows, and touting it is the highest day one sales revenue in Assassin's Creed franchise history, the biggest Ubisoft day one ever on PlayStation Digital Store, best community ever with over 40 million hours played. Number one, I don't buy the 3 million. I don't buy the 3 million. Why don't I buy the 3 million, you ask? Well, while we do not have figures for console, we do have figures for Steam. We do have figures for Steam. And Steam is showing a player count of 31,000 right now. That is the player count, with the all-time peak still at 64,000. Okay? This is the full life cycle of Assassin's Creed Shadows. It hit its peak 3 days after launch and has been in a downward spiral ever since. So I don't buy this. I think Ubisoft is cooking their numbers. Ubisoft is 100% cooking their numbers. And I also do not buy the second highest one-day sales revenue. Because I will remind you, chat, Ubisoft has still not released sales figures. We still have 0 revenue figures for Assassin's Creed Shadows. None. And what do you want to bet? The majority of people playing this game did not purchase it. The majority of people playing this game either are playing it via their Ubisoft Plus account, which they're not paying anything more, they're just paying their monthly $24 a month to Ubisoft and just playing the game. And how many copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows were given away through partnerships with computer components? Because they were giving away copies of Assassin's Creed Shadows when you purchase certain computer components. How many copies of those were given away? So I'm not buying the 3 million players. Not a fucking chance. am I buying this? The math is not mathing. Even if consoles are higher than PC, even if the math ain't mathin' here. You're not making up basically 900,000 players on console. It's not happening. That is simply not happening. They're not making that up. So Ubisoft is 100% cooking their numbers. They're obfuscating their revenue numbers because they know it's not good. They know that they have lost hundreds of millions of dollars on this game. Don't forget, Assassin's Creed Shadows probably cost about $400 million to make, somewhere between $350 and $400 million to make. If they made $10 million in actual revenue, I would be surprised if they've made $10 million in revenue so far. Yes, exactly right. They're not showing the numbers because the numbers are horrible. And that's why, this is why less than a week after launch, this news is dropped. Bear in mind, if Assassin's Creed Shadows really was successful, if this was to be believed, second highest day one sales and 3 million players, if this was to actually be believed, this would not have happened less than a week from launch. This news would have been staved off for a while longer if Assassin's Creed Shadows was successful. Less than a week since its launch, I think did it launch on Thursday or Friday? I forget. Either way, about a week after launch, this news drops that Ubisoft is funneling that Ubisoft is funneling their 3 most profitable franchises into another subsidiary that will undoubtedly be controlled by Tencent. And Tencent is basically going to be controlling Ubisoft now. Yeah, it's saying Tencent is a quote-unquote minority partner. Now, Tencent's going to be in charge. They're going to be, Ubisoft will be in charge of the subsidiary, supposedly. Guarantee you, Tencent will be calling all the shots. Ubisoft, while it still exists, will not make a move without Tencent's approval. It won't be able to. So chat, this is the beginning of the end. This is the actual beginning of the end for Ubisoft. And we are here to see it, and chat, I am fucking here for it. This is what happened when you fuck around, you find out. And chat, we are into Ubisoft's Find Out arc. And it is fucking beautiful.